All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Cincinnati Bengals rookie linebacker Demetrius Knight. Bengals fans, I know it's been a rough month or so. You have some maybe hope around the horizon with a quarterback trade recently. But when it comes to this defense, you guys have to be excited by this rookie. I mean, he's a good player who looks even better on film. He's got a great attitude, heat-seeking missile in Demetrius Knight. We'll break down everything he's doing so well. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's start with the run defense, and there's Demetrius Knight right there, lined up on the right side of your screen. So this is a check-the-box kind of play. This is going to be an inside kind of gap concept here for the Detroit Lions. They're going to bring 87 in motion. It's basically going to be a lot of man-on-man blocking inside, man-on-man blocking, right? This is just old-school power football. And what the Bengals are trying to do here defensively is have these wall of defenders here inside, so the running back has no clear gap to run through initially, and then have guys come around the outside like Knight to make the play. And this is an example of a play you got to make. You got to check the box, because eventually, if this running back is patient enough, he'll find a crease and score. You got to have someone come around the outside and make the play with reckless abandon. Before he does that, Knight does a great job. Let's check it out. There's a little motion. Inside run. Here comes Knight. Makes a tackle. Nice play. Look what would have happened if he doesn't make the play. Look at this cutback right there. Maybe even right here. This is a chance to score. Right? The goal of this defense is create a massive humanity inside, which they did right here. Forces their running back to freeze and be patient. Now the guys from the outside have to make the tackle, and that's what Knight does. I love the effort. I love the intensity. Laying out, make the play, playing at the next level. Guys, at this point, it's a 3-score game, right? There's a lot of people, a lot of defenders, a lot of Bengals, maybe going about 90%, 95% speed here. Why not, right? The game's over, third straight loss, not the rookie. He's playing with a different attitude. He's laying out. I mean, look at this. Look at him go airborne right here, guys. You think this guy doesn't want to win? You don't think this guy is competing? He is competing. He is a cornerstone to build this defense around going forward. He's that good, right? A lot of people look at the Bengals draft class and said, I don't know. But I tell you what, 44, he is an absolute stud. We'll break down even more of what he did during this game. He had a really good game, even though it was a rough day for the Bengals defensively. But I tell you what, Cincinnati fans, you got a great one. And Knight. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Knight right there at the bottom of the screen. Watch him fly around the screen, take a good angle, and make the tackle. The beautiful part about it is it's also really smart. So he goes up the field right here. Is he tempted to maybe go for the quarterback? Maybe a little selfish play. Maybe it's a play action. Maybe he can get a sack and get on TV. Instead, he plays the run first, lays out, surrenders his entire body. I mean, look at this. Diving through bodies. He takes a piece of the Detroit Lions offensive, or the tight end there, while he makes a tackle, right? Reckless abandon, doing whatever it takes to win. And if you don't make this tackle and this running back's able to cut back, look at this crease right here. If this running back's able to bounce and squirt through right there, it's a touchdown. But Knight prevents it. Again, he's doing his job. This is what he's supposed to do, but he's doing it with speed, aggression, and effort. That's exactly what the Bengals need the rest of the season and for many years going forward. All right, how about making plays at the point of attack? You can see Knight right there on the left side of your screen. It's going to be an inside zone concept for the Lions with, you got a tight end fullback there leading. We're going to get a base block here. We're going to get a zone double team here, working up to the next level. We're going to get zone double team right here. We're going to get backside cutoffs. And again, the fullback leading through the hole just like this. Tough situation here for Knight, right? He's going to kind of two-gap this. Look how wide this tight end here is right here. The goal here for the Lions is to widen out this outside linebacker so the running back can cut back behind it. But Knight does a great job playing off the block and making the tackle. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the concept. A little bit of a crease there. Knight's there to make the play. Good job by, who is that, 98? That's good at the point of attack. How's the center doing here? Nose guard does pretty good there too. This is good team defense, guys. This ain't bad, right? And the thing is, though, it only works if you have linebackers that make the play. And this is the problem with Cincinnati defensively sometimes. I mean, look at this on the backside. Right? You have a guy fall down, take out two guys, right? That can't happen. Right? You got to have guys that are playmakers, right? Defensive line on this play, they do their job. Take on blockers, become part of the tackle, tiny little hole, but you need linebackers to clean up. That's what Knight does here. I love the fact he engages the tight end right here, keeps his feet, hips, shoulders, everything square, fights off the block. He doesn't ever turn his shoulders or anything like that. Doesn't ever put himself out of position. He's got his hands in the breastplate of the tight end, keeping him at bay. Look at this position. Good football position. Demetrius Knight, yep. Bad football position. Sam Laporta, the Lions tight end, yep. Right. You want to be in a good football position. Allows you to play off the block, make the tackle. Nice rep. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Knight right there, right at the point of attack on the tight end. Engages the block, fights off of him, makes a tackle. It's teach tape stuff, guys. I mean, you look at the backside linebacker here. I mean, that's not great, right? You have guys on the play side doing their job, but this team defense isn't where it needs to be. But when you look at Knight, guys, he just does good, solid, fundamental football. Is he perfect? No, he makes mistakes. Any rookie will. Any player will, of course. But the way he plays the game in terms of the right way, being physical, tough, assignment football, and playing with speed and aggression, that's exactly what you want from any player, rookie or veteran. He's going to be a key piece of this defense. He deserves more playing time, more opportunities. He's the guy, in my opinion, you build on for years to come. All right, how about pure playmaking? And there he is right there on the right side of your screen. So the Bengals, they're bringing the house, right? They're firing everybody, blitzing everybody in this situation right here. They're going to actually blitz or rush this defensive end, inside right here, and then bring Knight off the edge. And the Lions, they see it coming. They recognize, okay, Knight's out wide. He's going to line up out wide because of this tight end. That means Jared Goff is going to have a beat longer, throw it quick, to throw to his hot receiver. But Knight's here to make sure that throw doesn't get there. Nice play made by the rookie. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Everybody's coming. Bats it down. There you go. Doing your job. Being a playmaker. It's all these things, right? This is what winning football is. This is what the Bengals need a lot more of. Demetrius Knight, he's not just a guy that does his assignment, even though he does that well. He's not just a guy that plays physical, even though he does. He's not just a guy with great effort, even though he plays with great effort. He can make plays. That's what he was at South Carolina, by the way. He was a playmaker for the Gamecocks in college. And this is a great example of it right here. Can't get to the quarterback, right? He's not a defensive end. They teach defensive ends, hey, get your hands up. He bats it down as an outside linebacker type and makes the play, prevents what could have been a big play. This is what the Lions really didn't have an answer for, right? The Lions had a lot of answers against the Bengals defense, didn't have one for Demetrius Knight. And that's what jumps off the tape for me. When you have these young players against good teams, the Lions are a good team, really good offense, but the opposition, they can't deal with a guy like 44, that's a sign of a potential budding star. And I know the Bengals defense has looked suspect. I know the offense has had issues. Hopefully Flacco can solve some of that. But 44, he's going to be a weapon for a long time. All right, from the wide copy, you can see 44 at the bottom of your screen. Comes up the field, hands up, bats it down. Now, the one irony of this play, guys, is that there's a decent chance this is a pick six because the receiver's not looking right there. He's doing a double move. Now, there's a chance Goff just threw it away. But here's a real it's when it's not your day, right? So here Knight does a great job batting it down because you don't know. But there's a decent chance he's just trying to force it right here to the 50, and he cuts in front of that and intercepts it. Now, I kind of doubt it. I think Goff is probably trying to throw it, closer here to the sideline, and the ball ends up as an incomplete pass anyway. But this is what you do as a defensive end, outside linebacker when you're rushing. You don't know what's behind you. Make the play. Play with aggressiveness. Go after the football. That's what you want from every player. Aside from Hendrickson, Demetrius Knight is the only guy in the front seven that's consistently making plays like this. He's going to be a star for many years. All right, this next play is all about effort, and there's Demetrius Knight right there on the left side of your screen. This is going to be an inside zone concept for the Detroit Lions. Running back taking this track right here. We're going to get base reach there, zone double team right here, working up to the next level. Scoop technique, cutoff technique, right? All this kind of stuff. We're going to get wide receiver in motion pre-snap to try and get some flow from the linebackers and safety. I mean, this is pretty standard stuff in terms of what the Lions are trying to do. But I want you guys to watch Demetrius Knight and watch his effort and compare it to the rest of these defenders, or most of these defenders. Who's playing at full speed, who's playing with physical intentions, and who isn't? Keep an eye on that. Let's check it out. There's pre-snap motion. There's the handoff. 27's there to make the tackle. Knight's there to help clean it up. Good defense. But let's look at this. Let's take a deeper look at this. Right, point of attack, that's pretty good. 27 does his job. Who is this on the backside playing good football, right? Fighting through blocks, hustling. Love to see that. But let's look at some of these guys. Look at this defensive tackle right here. Kind of just walking around. What are we doing? Let's look at 55. Is that a C on your chest? What is that, right? I mean, play with effort. Play with physical nature. Look at 44. Look how he's playing. Backside guy, opportunity there, attack. No hesitation. Full speed, full effort. You got guys giving good effort. You got guys 27 doing his job. You got guys on the play side here setting the edge. That's good, right? So I don't want to be critical of everybody, but there's too many guys on too many plays on this Bengals team right now that are, going 90%. And this is the NFL. You got to go 100%. You got to play with speed and bad intentions on defense. Even if you're the most talented bunch, and the Bengals have some good players, but they're not the most talented bunch, you always have to go 100 miles an hour. Otherwise, you're going to get killed. And right now, it's only guys like 44 and a few other players too that are going at this level. I mean, he's the backside linebacker, the backside flow player, and he gets there before 55. 55 is looking around, right? You can see the nose guard, guys, or the defensive tackle closest to the center. Not really the nose guard in this play, but he's there 3 steps ahead of the defensive tackle, right? This is next level effort. This is what's the difference between winning and losing. People look at Browning and the offense and the quarterback position, and it matters. It most certainly does. It's the most important position on the field. But you need better effort on defense. Demetrius Knight, though, he's a heat-seeking missile, ballistic missile, whatever kind of missile you want. He is that kind of player. Good job right here for the rookie. All right, for the wide copy, it looks really good from Demetrius Knight. So you get the motion across the screen right there. There's the handoff. It's well defended, right? 27. Look at this effort. You tell me 27 wants to play football, coming up from the safety position, rolling down into the box, making the tackle, good form tackle. That's good. That's winning football. How about this backside player right here? Fighting through blocks, laying out his body. Hey, that's good football. But let's look at the defensive tackle here. Let's look at Wilson. Oh my God, what is Wilson doing here? This is an NFL linebacker. Quick question. Anyone watching this, are you ever supposed to backpedal as a linebacker in the running game? No. What the heck is he doing here, guys? I don't understand this. Freaking attack him. Engage. Oh my goodness gracious. This is the problem. Right here. Bengals fans, this is your problem. One play. This sums it up. You got one guy, the rookie, playing with one level of speed of aggressiveness, and you got, I think, your captain backpedaling away from contact. Look, I don't want to be too critical of 55. I don't know what the game plan was. I don't know what the call was. I don't know the situation at that level of detail in terms of what was happening at the field level. So I want to dial it back a little bit from my end. But this frustrates the living heck out of me. You're an NFL linebacker. Engage. Shock, shed, make the tackle. Don't backpedal away. My goodness gracious. Or at least if you're going to backpedal away, now put your foot in the ground and kill somebody. And he doesn't. It's just so frustrating to me. But let's go on the positive here. Demetrius Knight does his job. Contain, reads, reacts, seek and destroy. Nice play from the rookie. All right, we talk about Demetrius Knight, and there he is right there on the right side of your screen, being a playmaker, and this is an example of it right here. So we're going to get another inside zone track working this direction for the Detroit Lions offense. Base reach here, zone double team here, working up to the next level. We're going to get zone double teams here, backside scoops here on the backside, right? Standard stuff, nothing special. Now, this is the situation where if you go inside right here, like Knight does, you better make the play, right? Because if you go inside and you get buried, this running back's hitting the edge and he may score. If you're going to gamble like this, and this may be the huddle call, it may not have been. I don't know, right? So I'm assuming it's the huddle call. But if you're going to go inside, you've got to make the tackle. That's exactly what Knight does. Blows it up for a big tackle for loss. Great playmaker. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Inside zone track. Knight blows it up. Okay, you want to talk about guys playing at championship effort? Look at 91. He's there to blow it up too. They've got guys that are playing at a level to be good. They really do. It's not everybody, but there's a couple glaring example of guys that just aren't playing up to a standard. This rookie, though, 44-91. Who's meeting the people in the backfield? Is this 27 off the edge again? I love 27. He's playing well. He's playing with effort. He's doing his job. There are guys on this defense that are making plays. Look at Demetrius Knight right here. Go inside. This is a bold move, Cotton, right? Because I was looking for when I watched the footage, sometimes you get a gap swap where the outside linebacker, defensive end will go inside and the linebacker flow outside quickly. Doesn't look like it's the case here. It looks like at the snap, Knight said, hey, I see an opportunity. I'm going to take it, in which case you got to make the play, and he does. Great job. If you're going to be aggressive, it's got to be a home run. If you're going to swing for the fences, it's got to be knocked out of the park. Knight does a great job right here. Good play for the Bengals defense. All right, so look at it from the wide copy. You can see Knight at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see the tight end go after him. He goes inside, makes a play. Look at the three guys, right here. 44, 91, 27, around the football. That's the story of the day, right? You got a rookie. You got a guy who's, looking for a big contract deal, a guy who potentially was going to get traded. 27 flying in from the secondary. My goodness gracious, flying in from depth, right? Making plays. These are the guys that Bengals need to build around. And it starts with 44 being a young guy leading the way. Get him on the field more. Get him more opportunities. This is the guy. Playmaker, team defense, hustle, physical, everything you want in a defender. Great play here from the rookie. Now let's hear from the sponsor of today's video. I wanted to take a minute today to talk about something that's important to me, and I know it's important to a lot of you guys as well, and that's having a great website or application with all the data you need, whether you're a fan, whether you're creating a YouTube show, whether you're into gambling. Having that website or application with phenomenal data at your fingertips is critical, and that's why we're excited to work with our sponsor today, and that is Outlier. Outlier is a phenomenal website, guys. It's super user-friendly and it collects all the data, whether you're into betting or whether you're just a fan looking for information. It's one of these things in today's day and age with the internet and all these sources, it can be hard to find good, solid pieces of data in one location. Outlier is the place to go for that. And the best part is, guys, they're offering a free 7-day trial. And trust me, after the 7-day trial, you're going to stay on. It's that good. Use our code SMI7. There's also a link in the description box below to get access to that free 7-day trial. Outlier, super user-friendly. It's got all kinds of tools at your fingertips to manipulate their insights, to send things directly to sports books if it's time to place your bets. It's an awesome application. Make sure you check it out. Again, use our code SMI7 for a free 7-day trial. There's a link in the description box below. Make sure you check it out today. All right, we've shown a lot of Demetrius Knight, and there he is right there on an off-ball linebacker. We've seen him as sort of an outside linebacker, edge defender a lot, but here he is in a more traditional linebacker alignment, and he plays the same kind of way. So it's going to be a power concept here for the Detroit Lions. We're going to get down blocks here, back block there. We're going to get anchor down technique here, and we're going to have the guard pull this way and kick out the defensive end right there. And this tight end over here in an H-back alignment, he basically is going to take the old-school fullback path where he leads through just like this, except he's coming from this direction right here. This is a situation, if you're Demetrius Knight, right, there's a lot of action. You got pullers, you got people in motion, you got counter step. You got to do your job, read the assignment, take your gap, and then fly downhill again with aggressive intentions to help blow the play up. He sacrifices his body. Again, I love the effort and physicality. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's a counter action. Boom. Good defense. Look at this. Look at Demetrius Knight flowing downhill, guys. Delivers the shock. Constricts the hole. I mean, this is a crease, right? Now, 98 gets blown out of the way. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Right here, oh boy, blown out of the way. Not good. But he fights off the block and makes a tackle. Nice job. That's effort. That's what you want to see. Great work. There's a crease here, right? You got the pulling guard, delivers a shock right here. Right here from 44. 27 in the mix again. There he is, right? Taking a shot right there, kind of from sort of a block in the back. I don't know how they really call that right here. Yeah, I guess that's kind of on the side. That's tough. But he's fighting around the football again. He's playing hard. But look at Demetrius Knight, right? Going through the hole. He sees the tight end with a lot of momentum, right at him, full speed ahead. Boom, delivers a shock. Forces the running back, right? You can see right here, look at the running back. He's trying to get a little wide. He sees the contact, has to go back to the hash, and now 98 can make the tackle. This is team defense. This is effort. Winning football, reckless abandon, physical nature, bad intentions. Demetrius Knight brings it. I know I've said it a million times, but he has to be the cornerstone of this defense going forward. All right, for the wide copy, watch Knight right here. Take on the contact. Boom. Look at this fullback, H-back, tight end, whatever you want to call him. Watch his head snap back. Boom. That's it. That's football. That's awesome. Boom. That's how you do it. Now, the next step would be ideally to make the tackle, but it's a tough situation, right? You're trying to force the running back back into your help. Remember, you're the play side linebacker, right? You're expecting backside linebackers, backside safeties to be there. Where's your backside linebacker, number 55? Oh, he's blown completely out of the way. I'm trying not to be too critical of him, guys. I'll try to move on. But let's look at Demetrius Knight. I'm just focused on the positive. This is team defense. Sacrificing your body. Physical nature. Bad intentions. Love to see it. Great play. All right, I want to end on a coverage play because I think it's indicative of what's going on with Cincinnati in so many ways. So you can see Demetrius Knight, he's lined up out here, and the Bengals, they got two deep safeties. They're going to run kind of a cover two look, right? So you're going to have corners kind of sit right here. You're going to have the linebacker go deep, and you're going to have the outside linebackers kind of take those kind of zones right here, right? Standard cover two stuff. But again, you've got Demetrius Knight essentially lined up on a receiver right here out wide like this. This is a situation where they got you. As an offense, they got you. They got a good personnel grouping, a good formation, right? They came out with the tight ends and running backs, and they lined them out wide. They know exactly where you are. So they think they can now throw it short, and they can have their speedy slot receivers embarrass people in the open field. But Demetrius Knight is there again to do his job. He makes a tackle. He's a complete football player. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Hits the open man. Again, you got linebackers in space right now. This is not good. Bengals are in trouble. Knight's there, makes a tackle. It seems ordinary, it doesn't seem special, but I tell you what, guys, this really matters. There's a lot of times, especially with this Lions group, with a lot of great playmakers, where they get teams in situations like this, where they get burned for touchdowns. But Demetrius Knight, he can play in space, recognize, react, make the tackle. It's the little things. He's physical, he hustles, he's a playmaker, off-ball linebacker, edge linebacker, playing in space. I mean, look at this. He's basically like a nickel corner here. He can do it all. He's a multifaceted weapon for this Bengals defense, and he brings the right attitude. They've got to build around this guy going forward. I think he's already a star, and guess what, Bengals fans? I think he's only going to get better for you going forward.